Morning everybody, welcome to today's session. It's already absolutely scorching today, so make sure you've got some water with you for today's class. Let's get started. So we'll just start with a little stretch. We've done this one a week and we've done it loads before anyway. So we're just going to interlace those fingers in front, curving the arms. We're going to drop the head through that gap, let that upper back curve, and just holding here, nice deep breaths. Take those hands away and behind the back. Again, interlace the fingers, this time pulling the arms down and behind you, elevating that chest. And again, interlace the fingers, curving the back, bring the arms in front. And bringing them behind, pulling back, lifting the chest. And relaxing there, we're going to go onto the mat and do some breathing. So we're going to be laying on our backs. So as you're laying down, take those knees bent, feet on the floor. Excuse me. We've got a slight curve underneath the lower back here. Resting those hands down beside you. We're going to take nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. So as we're taking those nice deep breaths in and out, we're thinking about the position of those hips, keeping them nice and level. So remember, torch on each hip bone, shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. The shoulders are away from the ears. The chest is nice and open. Keeping the weight even through your feet. So remember, big toe, little toe and heel. And just gently tightening through the tummy. From there, as you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under, so you're flattening your lower back into the mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. We're tucking under to flatten. Holding there. Releasing out to neutral. So as we're tucking under, we're trying to find that nice, strong, flat back position. So think about using your tummy muscles and your pelvis to move. You're trying to avoid squeezing your bottom. On this next one, we're going to hold that flat back position. So as we hold our flat back position, we're going to start to work on our pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're going to tighten all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. And release. You're thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to halve this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as we exhale. Inhale to release. So we still want those shoulders to stay nice and relaxed. Keeping the chest really open, shoulders away from the ears. If you're feeling really tense, just rotate those palms up towards the ceiling. That should help to really open the upper body. Pulling the tummy all the way down towards the spine. So you're pulling your belly button all the way in. Keeping that weight even through those feet. Big toe, little toe, heel. Gonna half one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. And this should feel like a very gentle lifting, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So your flat back position should feel nice and strong. You're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. From here, we're going to bring both legs up into tabletop. So your knees come above your hips, your shins are parallel to the ceiling. From there, we're going to go into toe taps. So you're tapping one toe down to the floor, and we're lifting up, swapping sides, tapping down and lift, tapping down and lift. So you want to keep the back nice and flat into the floor. So your tummy stays tightened, you're using your pelvic floor. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Deep breaths. We've got 2 more on each side. We're tapping down and lift, down and lift. One more time on each side. Tap down and lift, tapping down and lift. From there, I want you to hug those knees in towards your chest. And then we're going on to our hands and knees to stretch out through our backs. So just make sure you're grabbing a drink whenever you need one. Just get rid of this. So take the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Tummy's nice and tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under, so you're curving your back, arching the spine. I'm going to drop the head. Holding here to take a nice deep breath in. Exhale to release out through the spine, piece by piece. And we're lifting the head. Tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping your head, we hold. Releasing out through the spine. Your head is the last thing to lift. So trying to get lots of movement through the back. Working into each section piece by piece. So if you do have any areas that are feeling really stiff or sore, we're just slowing them down. Just taking your time to work into each vertebrae one by one. So as you're curving your back, you're pulling that tummy all the way in. As you're releasing out to your start position, let the shoulders come away from your ears. Let's take 2 more here. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back, dropping the head, we hold. And then releasing out through the spine, piece by piece, to lift the head. We've got 1 more here. Tucking under to curve, arching the back, dropping the head. We hold. Before releasing out through the spine and lifting that head. From there we're going to push ourselves back into a shell stretch. So bottom to the feet, reaching those arms out in front. From here we're going to be laying on our sides for our chest opening stretch. So as you're laying on your side, take those legs together. Arms are nice and long, palm to palm. So we're going to lift that top arm up so that your fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, and we're twisting away. Holding here, we stretch before lifting back up and over to come back down, palm to palm. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you, and we twist away. Holding here to stretch before lifting back up and over to come down, palm to palm. So we want to keep these legs glued together and grounded. So make sure this twist comes through your waist. Nice deep breaths. Now we're stretching from the fingertips all the way into your armpits. Opening up that chest. Looking at this hand for as long as we can. So we know we're getting a nice good range of movement. Let's take two more here. We're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We twist away. We're holding here. Before lifting back up and over. To come down, palm to palm. Last one, lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. We're holding here to stretch before coming back up and over to come down, palm to palm. We're swapping sides, so you're either rolling over to face the other way or changing the end of the mat that you're laying at. As you're laying down, again, get those legs stacked one on top of the other. Arms are out, palm to palm, head rests down. Lift the top arm up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away, we hold. Lifting back up and over to come down, palm to palm. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. Twisting away, we hold before coming back up and over. Back down, palm to palm. So we're keeping those legs glued together and grounded, making sure that this twist is through the waist. Breathe. Stretching the arm from the fingertips all the way into the armpit. And we're looking at that hand for as long as we can. Making sure we've got a good range of movement on both sides of the neck. Two more here, we're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. We hold. Before coming back up and over. To come down palm to palm one more time. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We twist away. Holding here for our stretch. Before we lift back up and over. To come down palm to palm. From there, we take a full body stretch. You can roll onto your back here if you need to. We are going to be on our backs for the next movement, but if you want to grab yourself a drink, then you can. So from here, we're on our backs. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Slight curve underneath the lower spine, resting those arms down beside you. We're taking a nice deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. As you exhale, you're lifting those shoulders up from the floor, reaching the arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. We're lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So you're using your tummy muscles to lift you away from the floor, pulling your belly button all the way down. This chin to chest position to keep that neck nice and relaxed. So you're thinking big nod of the head, then pulling that tummy down to lift you. You want to keep a gentle tightening through the pelvic floor. Keep these arms reaching long so your shoulders stay away from the ears. Breathe. Let's take two more here, then we'll change those arms. Chin to chest. We're lifting up. We hold. Control back down one more time. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So we're still going to be going chin to chest. As we lift, we're going to reach one arm across towards that knee, to the opposite knee. and back down. Same breathing, we're going to go chin to chest to lift, reaching across. Control back down. You can support the head here if you need to. Just making sure that as you're reaching away, just take that hand away from the back of the head. So you've got one hand supporting, one hand reaching away. Still using that chin to chest position. Just getting that slight twist through the upper body so you can work on strengthening the waist. Keep the tummy and the pelvic floor working. Breathe. Let's take 2 more on each side, chin to chest, lifting up, reaching across, center and down, chin to chest, and we lift, reaching across, back to the center and down. One more time on each side, chin to chest, we lift, reaching across, center and down. Last one, chin to chest, we lift, reaching across, center and down. From there, I need to hug those knees in towards your chest. And then you're going to be either on your knees or on your fronts, whichever one you prefer. Remember to grab a drink if you need one. A bit further forwards. So, if you don't like bearing weight on your knees, you find it uncomfortable, or you just don't like it, then you can lay long and on your front with your hands mat width apart in line with your ears, and you'll be going just into those chest lift with the forearms down. If you're okay on your knees, then we're going to have them underneath the hips. Lower leg is just behind you. Remembering that if you start to cramp up, you can take that tucked under position if you need to. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, just let those hands hang down beside you. Little nodding of the head so that you're releasing some of this tension from the neck. As you breathe in, you're going to pull your tummy all the way in as you hinge from the knees to lean back. Exhale, squeeze your bottom to lift up. Inhale to lean, and then we squeeze to lift. Leaning back, squeeze and lift. Leaning back, squeeze and lift. So making sure you're really working the tummy. Using the squeeze of your bottom and that momentum. So my lean isn't very big. You can obviously make yours bigger here if you need to. We've got 2 more here, then we'll add some more movement. We're leaning back, lifting up, leaning back, lifting up. From here, if you're laying on your front, you're going to go into double arm lifts as you're coming away from the floor. If you're on your knees, then you're going to take your hands in front of your chest, and as you lean, you're going to twist and look towards that hand. So my lean is super tiny here. Lean and twist, back to the centre. So looking at that hand to make sure that you're twisting the whole of your upper body. Use the same breath. Inhale to lean, Exhale, lift. So still keeping really tightened in your tummy. Really squeeze through the bottom. Got 2 more on each side. Lean and twist. Back to the centre. Lean and twist. Back to the centre. One more time on each side. Lean and twist. And centre. Lean and twist. And centre. From there, whichever position you've used, I want you to come back into a shell stretch position. So pushing that bottom back to the feet. Arms are reaching out in front. From there, we're going to be on our backs for the 100. So you're going to be finding a nice flattened position, but for now just stay comfortable while I talk you through what we're doing. So, nice flat back, really tucking under and losing that gap. From there, you're going to be bringing your legs up into tabletop so that your knees are above your hips and your shins are parallel to the ceiling. If you want to make that position harder than you can, you just need to take your knees away from the hips, keeping those shins parallel and your back nice and flat. You can stay in the box shape if you prefer, it's completely up to you. From there, we're going to be chin to chest and lifting our head and shoulders from the floor with the arms nice and long. So your hands are going to change the way that they're facing as we're doing our breathing. So as you're breathing in, your palms will face the floor, and as you're breathing out, your palms will face the ceiling. So you're breathing in your hands or arms will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Okay, still 100 repetitions. After that, your hands come behind your head, and you're going into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs, keeping your legs lifted. Then you're going to drop that head down, bring your arms down beside you. Your legs are still lifted and you're gluing them together. And you're going into 2 sets of 8, releasing that hip as you tip the legs over to the side. So you'll tip over and centre, tip over. Okay, 2 sets of 8. That feels like that goes on for a really long time, but I'll count you through everything. So you're going to tuck under, find that nice flat back position. When you're ready, lift those legs up, knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to take the upper body up, so nod the head, lift the shoulders, arms are nice and long. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put those hands behind your head. Legs should still be lifted. We're going into sit-ups for 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more. 8, 7, 6. Tummy's in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the head down, rest the arms down beside you. Take those legs together. We're going to be tipping both legs over to the side. Release that hip. Come back to the centre. Tipping over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. Nice deep breaths for tipping over. And centre. Tip over. And centre. Shoulders are grounded as you tip over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. Tip over. And centre. We're halfway. Tipping over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. Tipping over. 4 more. Tipping over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. Last 2. Tipping over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. From there, hug those knees into your chest. And then bring yourself into a full body stretch. You can give those legs a little shake out. And then we're going to come up to sitting for our stretch. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So as you bring yourself to sitting, you can be elevated on an arc barrel or a step or cushion or something if you need to be. We're going to do the mermaid stretch, which we have done before, but not for a while, apart from this week. So if you can't remember that, just make sure that if you're in a narrow space that you're down towards one side of your mat. From there you can either go into full mermaid or a half mermaid. So full mermaid is one leg tucked in front and the other leg tucked behind, but more round if you can, more tucked behind you if you can. If that's too uncomfortable in either your hips or your knees, come into a cross-legged position. And that cross-legged position still needs to have one leg in front and one leg behind. Your leg that's in front should always be the leg you've got the most mat available towards. And that's because this hand is going to be dropped down and we're going to be sliding away with it. The hand on the same side of your back leg is going to be reaching long and away. Itchy back. So this hand sticks out, this hand drops down. You're reaching away with that long arm. Then we lift all the way up and over. Let this hand drop to the floor and slide away. So you're one arm reaching long and one arm bearing the weight into it. If you're flexible enough and you feel comfortable to drop onto that forearm of the arm that's on the mat. I'm just going to hold this stretch, taking really nice deep breaths. Just stretching down this side. Back up and over. We're going again, reaching away. Lift up and over, let this hand slide away, lengthening. Come back up and over, one more time on this side, reaching long. Lifting up and over, stretching away. Come back up and over, give those arms a little shake out. Just give that head a drop from side to side. Sometimes that stretch can come into the neck. Okay, we're going to swap sides. So if you've been down one end of your mat, you'll probably need to go down towards the other end. So then you're just going to swap which leg is in front and behind. So if you're in your full mermaid, you'll have one in front, one tucked behind. If you're just in the half, and you're cross-legged. You'll probably feel a bit weird with the other leg crossed in front because we'll always favour one side than the other, but that's why it's important to make sure we're getting that same movement through those hips. So the hand on the same side as that front leg is dropped down, the hand on the same side as the back leg is long. You're reaching away, then all the way up and over. Let that hand drop and slide along the floor. So you're reaching your arm nice and long. And away, so stretching down this side, nice deep breaths. Come back up and over. And again, we reach all the way up and over to stretch. So it doesn't matter if you're feeling more flexible on one side than the other. One more time here. Reaching, lifting up and over. Coming back up, give those arms a nice shake out. Just drop that head to each side. So from there we are staying either seated, or if you don't like seated you can be knelt or standing. We're going to work on the arms. So if you usually use weights, you're going to want to grab them. I'm just going to move my position around a little bit here. So if you do use weights, then grab those. Grab yourself a drink if you need one. So nothing too heavy, something like a 1 or 2 kilo weight. Or a baked bean tin or something you've got lying around at home if you prefer. So I'm just going to sit cross-legged. Just sit how is comfortable for you. Remember, if you want to be raised up as well, then you can do that, either on an arc barrel like this, or on a step, or a cushion, or you can be standing. Just making sure that upper body is nice and tall, nothing's too over tense. So we're going to use our normal arm routine, circles forward, circles back, pushing up, pushing down, pushing forwards, pushing back. Remember, excuse me, that the palms change where they face with that. So make sure that even if you're holding a weight, what would be the palm of your hand is facing up, down, front and back, so that we're activating all the different parts. There's little assisting muscles through the arms and the shoulders. So get nice and tall. I'll count you through, taking those arms out nice and long. We're going to circle forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those arms down, just for a short rest. Ready to go again. Circle for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring them down. Those do not get any easier. Let me just sort out my nose. We're staying with arms, but you can of course grab your drink if you need to. So I'm going to go into my new favourites, which are the washing machine and the crisscross. So I really love these. I've used them a lot in fitness stuff before, if you've done any of my fitness classes I've ran. I just think they're really good to walk, like to get that blood really pumping. It feels kind of like more of a fitnessy than Pilates move, but you're only moving, you're really isolating one part of your body and having to really tighten through that core. And lots of people lack upper body strength. Hopefully with all these arm ones we've been doing, you felt that's improved. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling and we'll get on with it. So you're going to be doing one set of 8, washing machine going forwards. The next set of 8 is washing machine going backwards. Then you're going to bring your arms out in front and you're going to be doing crisscross for 2 sets of 8. So I'm going to count the sets of 8. That doesn't mean that you're doing 8 of them, as many as you can. So you're going really fast. If you're holding onto weights, which you're more than welcome to, make sure you take your arms further apart so you're not going to crash and bash them on the weights, which will hurt. If you're not using weights, that washing machine, clench your fists, and that's just going to start to activate some of those muscles a little bit more. On the crisscrosses, if you're not using weights, your hands are flexed. If you are, just however, you're holding those weights, but again, give yourself a little bit more room so you're not going to bash into your wrist or anything like that, okay? So 2 sets of 8, 1 forwards, 1 back, 2 crisscross, 1 forwards, 1 back, 2 crisscross. Are we ready? Here we go. Washing machine for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out in front, crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Washing machine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh. Give the arms a shake out. We're going to do that one more time. They really don't get any easier. Okay, same thing, washing machine forwards, backwards, 2 sets of 8 in front, forwards, backwards, 2 sets of 8 in front, and your arms are done until you have to do your planks, of course, unfortunately. Okay, so bring those arms up. Remember, if you've got weights, take them a little bit wider. Washing machine forwards for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Washing machine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Rest those arms down. Bring one arm across, just lifting the arm up, not on the elbow, so just forwards off if you can. Pull the arm over. Just let that hand hang limp and just let the wrist drop up and down. Don't use weights here. If you have been, make sure they're put on the floor. Swapping sides, bring that other arm across. Let the wrist be limp and then let it shake. Bringing one arm, holding just underneath your elbow onto the top of your arm to lift that arm up and over and pulling it down. Try and keep this chest lifted here, don't let yourself drop. And we're swapping sides, so grab hold of just under the elbow, lift up and over. And relaxing there. So we're going to be going onto our hands and knees now for our knee lifts. Remember to grab that drink if you need it. I'm just going to move this around. Okay, so as you come onto your hands and knees, we're going to take the hands under the shoulders, knees into your hips, and your toes are tucked under. Just remember, especially where I've done a lot of arm stuff, that if your arms or your wrists are really sore, you can come right down to the forearms here. Just making sure those hands aren't tucking in or opening out. They should be nice and parallel to one another. So that is another option that you've got. As you breathe out, I want you to pull the tummy all the way in, pressing into your hands and your feet. Those knees are going to lift just an inch or so from the floor. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. Lifting up. And down. Lifting up. And down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are lifting you here. Your hands and your feet are there for support. And down. And down. We want to make sure that head stays nice and in line. So if you're on long arms, just let the eyes pass the fingertips. From your forearms, you're looking straight down to the mat. I just don't want you to be dropping your head or forcing your head up. I want it to be in line with that spine. Let's take 4 more here. We're lifting up and down. We lift and down. 2 more, lifting up and down. Lifting up and down. From there, I want you to take a shell stretch back, rolling through those wrists. And then we're going into our full planks. So for our planks today, if you haven't done any other sessions this week, we're going into a downward dog. That's where your bottom goes up nice and high. And we're doing a walking through the feet into a plank. I'm going to demonstrate a couple and then I'm not going to be joining in for the rest. So don't think that you get to just sit down as well. Obviously my plank will be on the knees though, so just bear that in mind. You can do this on your forearms if you need to. You'll just feel very close to the ground with your upper body. So hands and knees are just diagonally away from your body, your toes are tucked under. You're going to push your bottom up as high as you can go. Find a nice stretch through the back of the legs. Don't worry if those heels are lifted. And from there, just walking through your legs. Just for as long as you need to. When you're ready, you're going to take yourself into your plank position, holding there just for a breath in and out. relaxing down. Keep going here, so you're going to push that bottom up nice and high. From there, you're going to walk through those feet. Just padding in the feet. Think about increasing that stretch through the back of the leg. And when you're ready, transition into that plank. So start to bring your bottom and your body forwards. You want your shoulders over those upper arms. Take your breath in and out. Then you can relax. So if you need a little break in between, that's fine. You can do that. These are in your own time. So don't rush them. Really pause in that downward dog to take that walk through the feet. Just stretch into the back of the leg. Breathing the whole time. So don't hold your breath at any point. So not when you're up high and not when you're in that plank either. Just nice, continuous, deep breaths. Making sure that you don't let those hips drop too low down where you're getting pressure in that lower back. But also they're not too high. So you should still feel the difference between the downward dog and the plank position. You should feel like in the downward dog, you're almost pushing your upper body away from your hands. And on your plank, you're bringing your body right over the top of those hands. Remember to keep those shoulders away, so don't let them tense, which will add loads of unwanted tension to your neck and your upper back, keeping them down and away to that nice open space. You've got 2 more here. I want you to push that bottom up nice and high. Pad through those feet and spend as much time as you need to there. If that's longer than what I explained, that's fine. When you're ready, come into that nice long plank position, holding there for at least a breath in and out before you control back down. 1 more here, pushing that bottom up nice and high, pad through those feet. Really stretching into the calves. Bring your whole of your upper body forwards over those hands. Take your breath in and out. And relax. Take a shell stretch back, bottom to the feet, arms reach out in front, roll through those wrists. Grab yourself a drink. Bring yourself into either a seated, a knelt or a standing position, whichever you find the most comfortable. And from here, we're just going to take a nice roll back of the shoulders. And forwards. Bring those arms out nice and long and beside you. We're going to lift up. We're going to stretch all the way over. Come back into the centre. Other side, lift up. Stretch over. One more time on each side. We're lifting up and over. Back to the centre. We're lifting up and over. Back to the centre. So from there, that is the end of today's session. Thank you so much everybody for joining me today. I hope that you've all had a good class. I'm just going to have a little bit of a waffle now. Sorry, something's bashing into my leg. I'm just going to have a little bit of a waffle now. As loads of you would already know because you have done last week's classes, I'm finishing on Friday the 29th of August. That'll be the last session. Next week there is not a session on Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday because I'm going to go and visit my sister and my lovely niece and nephew for a few days. So there's class tomorrow, there's class Friday, then we're breaking until the following Thursday, Friday. So there'll be class Thursday, Friday next week. And then there'll be the last full week of classes with me on Facebook. All classes are going to stay up on my Facebook page and on my YouTube page. If you ever cannot find those, let me know because I can send you the links. And on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week, I will reshare an old video for you to use around 10 a.m. if you like to have that routine of a class to follow. Yeah, I'm going to stop waffling there. I'll see lots of you hopefully tomorrow or Friday. Thanks again for all your lovely messages. Remember, you can contact me at any point if you need any help or advice with anything. Try not to get too hot. I'm definitely going to try that today. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye!